everybody, it's Sunday the 6th of March today, and I am going to be, sorry my voice is quite crackly today, I'm going to be doing a meal prep today, meal prep Sunday. So I post, if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have seen that I was getting some inspiration from some Indian foods. So this week I'm going to be doing chicken tikka with okra fry and cauliflower rice and some dal as well, tarka dal on the side. So it's going to be kind of like an Indian tiffin box, but it's this is a low carb because I'm swapping out the rice for cauliflower rice. Quite high protein and lots of veggies. It's going to be quite fun. So and the preparation starts today, so I can do all the prep in one day. If you want, you can prep the chicken overnight, but I'm going to start it today. So I will show you everything that I'm doing today, and I'll see you later. So I prepped out all of my ingredients for my lunch for this week, and I've also taken out some of these rice cakes and some eggs because these will be my snack for the week. I'm going to do 2 days with some egg mayonnaise and have these on a snack, and then another 2 days with some celery and peanut butter, which I'll prep later on in the week. So for my actual lunches, I plan to make 4 of them. I've got one day where I'm eating out with the team at Bill's, so I don't need a day of lunches. And I've just arranged my ingredients here. So I've got 2 packs of chicken. I tried to make it a kilo, and I've gone with a combination of chicken thighs and the breast chunks. I would have done all chicken thighs, but these were 3 for £10 at Waitrose, and I was also buying some other meat for some chili I'm making later on in the week, so this seemed like a better deal. And then the chicken's going to be marinated in some spices. We've got some lemon juice, ginger, garlic, yogurt, garam masala, ground cumin and chili. So that will be marinated like that. Since I'm making chicken tikka, what it's known for is that really bright colour. So you want to look for the brightest chili you can find, even if it's not the hottest, to get that colour. If you buy chicken tikka spice mix, usually they add colourings to it to make it have that orangey red colour, and it's just unnatural. So it's normally better to make it yourself, and it only takes these 3 spices, so it's not like and you can use these for quite a lot of other dishes as well. So then I'm going to make some okra, and this is going to be okra fry, so it's going to be fried in a bit of ghee or coconut oil. I think I'm going to do it in coconut oil, and it's going to be spiced with some chaat masala, which is a combination of spices. It's got amchur already in it, some chili powder, cumin, and black pepper and some other spices in it. You can buy this pre-made. I made my own, and I just store it in this little container, so I just use it whenever I feel like. This is great to just sprinkle on top of veggies. So that's what this is going to be fried in: chili, chaat masala, and even more amchur powder. And then for the lentils, I'm making these red split lentils I bought a couple of weeks ago from Whole Foods. I'm going to do these in a South Indian preparation. So it's got some asafoetida, some turmeric, garlic, onion and fresh chili. You're supposed to use green chili, but I only had this red one. And then after it's finished cooking, I'm going to kind of do a fry where I cook some butter or some ghee in with some mustard seeds, red chili powder, dried red chilies, and some curry leaves. These are definitely the hardest things to find. So if you ever find them in like an Asian supermarket, like if you're going down Chinatown, just get some and freeze it. So these are frozen, and I will make that. Then the rice, I'm doing cauliflower rice, so I'm just going to blitz these in certain portions and put those in the container. Since my meal is going to be a warm meal, not a cold meal, I will be putting the cauliflower rice in raw, so I'm just going to put it in blitzed, and then when I put it in the microwave, that will cook it, so it doesn't become too soggy and overcooked when you have it for lunch during the week. So that's my meal prep ingredients. First step is the chicken. So I prepped the chicken. I chopped up the thighs into cubes so they're bite-sized, and I put them into this container so I can marinate it. And then I grated the ginger and the garlic. And I had a bit more extra garlic, so I just chopped that up. So if you're making like lots of Indian food, what I've noticed from other Indian families and friends and stuff that I have is that they'll grate a whole ton of ginger, like this entire thing of ginger and like loads of garlic, and just store it in the freezer so that whenever they need to use grated garlic and ginger, they can literally take that out and just take out the amount that they need for the week, for the day. So I've done like quite a big batch of grated ginger because I needed it for this recipe and the dal, and then I just chopped up the garlic and grated whatever's left over of the garlic. Then I had a teaspoon of cumin seeds added, a teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of paprika for a bit of extra smokiness, half a teaspoon of garam masala, and 3 tablespoons of yogurt and the juice of half a lemon, all in here. So I'm just going to shake this about, marinate it for as long as I have, which is about a few hours in the fridge, and then I will it will be ready to cook. You can marinate it overnight. So if you really want to, and you've got the time, and you remember to, you can do all of this the night before and just come in and cook it the next day. So my chicken has been marinating for about 2 hours in the fridge, and I'm just going to cook them under the grill now. I'm going to put them onto this baking sheet, and put that underneath the grill. So you don't want the chicken to be too close together. There should be some gaps in between them. This is so that they actually like grill and get brown and crispy underneath the grill, and they don't like start sitting in a whole load of liquid. So I have to do mine in 2 batches. So I'll put this under the grill, and I'm expecting it to take about 4 minutes or so per side. I'll see what it looks like, and I'll flip them over because these are quite small pieces. This is what you want your chicken to look like when it comes out of the oven. You want there to be bits of caramelization on the edges, and it to be fully cooked. So I'm just going to do this with my second batch. This took about 10 minutes in total, 5 on each side. So I've been prepping my lentils. It's really easy to do. You just put all the ingredients in a pot, and then you put some water in and put it on the stove. So what do I have in here? I've got about 125 grams of lentils, and then I put in about 1 inch thick of grated ginger at the bottom, and then I blitzed up some onion and some garlic in my blender so that it's got these really fine dice, or you can just chop it up yourself, but I find the blender is much quicker. You want this to be quite a fine dice because you want the onions and the garlic to kind of disintegrate into the dal, so it's best not to have the thick chunks. I've got the red chilies. If you're using green chilies, like the green Thai chilies, just leave them in whole, but I chopped up the red chilies. And then turmeric powder. So I'm putting in double the amount of water to start with because I don't want my dal to be too wet, and then afterwards I can, if it looks like it's drying out, I can just add some more water in. So I'm just giving that a good mix. You can see the turmeric, about half a teaspoon of turmeric, is like making everything quite yellow. So what you want now is to just put this onto a low to medium heat until the dal is quite tender, and you want to release quite a lot of the starch from the lentils to make the dal thick. So I'm just going to put that on the stove, and I'll show you what it's looking like later. So it's been about 40 minutes, maybe an hour, since I've had the dal on, and I did top it up with a tiny bit more water, and now you can see like the dal has completely lost its shape. It's like disintegrated completely, and it's more of like a porridge like consistency. I would taste it now and check for seasoning, see how much salt you need to add, because we didn't add any salt earlier, and now's the time that we do the fry that goes on the top. So I have this tiny little frying pan here, and I'm just going to heat some ghee, about a teaspoon of ghee in there, and then a teaspoon, probably more, 2 teaspoons of mustard seeds, the 2 of the whole red dried chilies, and some curry leaves. I also added in a dash of asafoetida in there. So you're going to fry it until the mustard seeds start to pop and spit. Oh, there we go. See? And then you basically just tip this into the dal. There we go. I'm gonna pour it in. And to get all of that spices out, you take some of that dal and put it in here, so you got all of the flavour into the main dal mixture. So we've got, that's called a tudka. You mix it all in. I was hesitant about the mustard seeds, how much I'd put in, because I love mustard seeds, so I really wanted to put in quite a lot. But there is my dal. Delicious. So I've got my containers here. I've got 100 grams of raw cauliflower in the one half of the sections, and my containers came with these little tubs, which is awesome. So I'm going to put my dal in there, and then I'm going to put my okra over here and the chicken on the top. So I managed to fit in 120 grams of dal into these little containers, which is perfect. That's exactly how much I had calculated for my macros, and I've just got a tiny bit of dal left over. So, yay! Making the okra is super easy. If you've not had okra before, I think you'll really like this. If you like any kind of green vegetable like courgette or something like aubergine, when you chop it up, there's these small seeds on the inside, and it's a little bit slimy. I think I'm not sure if it's the actual seed maybe that is the slimy thing, or it's just the you know, the membranes on the inside. But because of that sliminess, it's kind of slimy in the way that aubergine is slimy. Like, you know, once it's cooked, it's got a bit of a texture to it. So what I'm doing is I put in 2 tablespoons of wholemeal flour, and I'm just going to shake them in this flour before I fry them off, and then that will help them go crispy, and so they're not really soggy from that sliminess, and then they will adhere to the spices a bit better afterwards. So I'm cooking them in coconut oil. I put about 2 teaspoons or so of coconut oil, maybe it was like the last of my coconut oil basically I put in here, and I'm just going to lightly fry them. So here we go. They're frying on a medium-high heat, and we're cooking them for about 5 minutes or so until they get quite crispy. They are basically made out of water. So this is what they look like after they are coated in flour. So I have to do these in batches. My frying pan isn't big enough. Cannot wait. So this is what they look like when they are about cooked. You can see they've got this nice crispy brown edge to them. So you can take these out and put them into a bowl. So here's my okra all fried up, and I put in half a teaspoon of chaat masala, half a teaspoon of chili powder, and another half a teaspoon of amchur powder. So amchur, dried mango powder, is like quite tangy, like it's kind of like lemon, so this is like putting dried lemon over it, and I really like that tangy flavour, so I put in a bit extra. So we basically just mix this about, and then it should be all nicely seasoned. Try some, and if it needs some more salt, then you can add a bit more salt, or if you think it needs a bit of extra kick, spicy kick, then you can add some black pepper. But I will portion this out onto the section. So this is what it will look like when you're done. So I'm waiting for my final batch of chicken to cook, but here you can see what my final product's going to be, and I've also got my egg mayonnaise on the side here as my snack. I put this into MyFitnessPal the other day, and what I did was I had recipes for each of these things, and then I just added the cauliflower, and so I added all of those recipes into MyFitnessPal and then calculated how much I needed per meal. So I have 376 calories, so just under 400 calories, 36 grams of protein from the chicken and the lentils, 18 grams of carbs, which is quite low, but I'm eating carbs throughout the rest of the day, and also 19 grams of fat. So this is a good, for me, low carb but amazing Indian inspired meal prep. So who said meal prep only needs to be chicken and broccoli and rice? Like, you can be quite creative with meal prep and still get your macros in. So we've got the cauliflower rice, like I mentioned, on the bottom. We've got the fried okra, and we've got some dal, and we've got some chicken tikka. Not tikka masala, there's no sauce, it's just chicken marinated yogurt and spices, chicken tikka. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is like the type of thing that I would order in an Indian restaurant, 2 dry dishes and something wet to go with my rice. So I hope you guys enjoyed my meal prepping for this week. If you like this video and want to watch some more, please subscribe below. Hit me any comments if you want to know any questions about how I went about this meal prep, and please hit the like button. Thanks!